Leandre got the juice. Leandre got the juice.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Better go subscribe. YouTube, roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok.
Somebody say it. We'll be in the game, Coach Smook. We'll be in the game, Coach Smook.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Good to see everybody in the chat, man. Y'all flooding in this morning. Good morning. Good to see y'all, man. What's up, man? Y'all miss me? Y'all miss me? I miss y'all too, man. No cap. I messed y'all up yesterday. Didn't give y'all a evening stream. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I did some gaming yesterday. We had so much building up for today. I couldn't like if I would have went on yesterday, I would have messed up today. And everybody would have been trying to put out what I was putting out yesterday. So we're gonna do it live here this morning. Get everybody guessing, trying to figure out what Coach Smook talking about because they don't know what's going on for real, man. I'm convinced at this point. And it's not about proving people wrong. It's just about getting the real information out there. And my thing is, I get excited about finding out the truth, man. What's good, Dylan? What's good, everybody in the chat, man? Start at the top. Let me go. What's up, Zach? How you feeling this morning, man? Good to see you, man. My guy, Zach is in the building. Jordan is in the building. What's good, man? Greg, I see you. What's good, man? Big homie, I see you. All right, Alec, good morning. Roll Tide. Good to see everybody, man. Good. Hey, everybody that's pulling up, man. If you on TikTok side, tap that screen. I can see your comments today. We got everything set up nice and beautifully over here. So, big homie, if you don't mind, I would love for you to go in that TikTok chat and moderate for me, brother. Appreciate you for pulling up, but don't forget to hit that like on before you tap over on the TikTok side. Now, if you're new to the channel, man, make sure you pull up. The first thing you want to do is hit that thumbs up button. It should be somewhere below your this viewing right here. If you're on the mobile app, it should be. And then you got reactions down there on one of these sides. I don't know how it looks on your screen. Maybe it's on this side, but if the reaction button is down there on YouTube, hit that button. That's going to help with our algo. Don't forget, we also have charitable donation opportunities, man. I've been forgetting to make this announcement, but it's coming around to that date where we do our monthly donation to autism awareness, and then the 28th, between the 28th and the 30th is usually when we do our donation to the wounded warriors. So we're not going to drop off this month. It may not be as much as we usually do, but we still going to give our donation. So if y'all want to continue to support that, man, all your super chats, all your donations, everything that you contribute to the Coach Smook Network, a percentage of it goes to those charitable donation opportunities. And then also, if you want to be a member of the channel, y'all saw how to become a member. That's where you want to be. For the month of July, it's going to get even more intense. If the members think we popped the month off this month with some hot news, just wait and see how we finish this week coming up. Just wait until the information that you're going to be privy to this week, the interviews that we have set up. We got some big names popping up on the network. And the only reason we're not putting it out there because we know who's watching. We know they watching and they looking for an opportunity to try to get ahead. So we're not going to give them that opportunity. We're just going to keep moving and doing what we're doing and popping up on the scene with the real. All right. So give it up for yourselves, AAA family. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let me know. Do we sound good? Did I see who? Who is that? BBB? Who is that? I don't know who that is. I just know the Bama Standard been way off on their reporting and recruiting, and it ain't no shot, man. It's just I get tired of guys stepping into this thing and not putting in work, man.
because I put in work last year. I put in work the year before last. I put in work like 3 years ago. I was putting in work in this recruiting thing, and you got people jumping on the scene that ain't putting in work, and they go on these message boards and they get put in these group chats, and people get told this BS information, and they put it out on these channels, man, and people like be looking at it and be coming to me like, is it true? Stop asking me is it true and just come here at $2.99 and let you know if it's true or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we my moderators are so chill during mods. If y'all in here, anybody that's AAA member, and bump him. That dude don't know what he's talking about. He don't know what he's talking about. Hey, Bear Brian's Burner, if you lurking on Twitter, they talking about you over here. They said, Coach, you see BB talking about we backed off on Sincere and Jet. No, I told you 3 weeks ago that Sincere was an Ohio State lean. I told you when Jet left here, don't pay attention to anything that anybody's saying about him leaning towards Alabama, because Oregon is the perfect fit for him. You look at the type of deep, man, we got the lives, right? Big homie, don't we got the lives? What my mom said, don't we got the lives, man? You been seeing me in the gym? Nah, hey, RP, I ain't been in the gym, man. Shout out to TikTok over there tapping in. Appreciate not RP tapping in over there. My brother, big homie over there moderating. Appreciate the gifts over there too, man. Big homie, make sure I get a comment. I can't see when we get gifts on this platform when we do it like this. So if you see gifts getting gifted, let me know in the chat, in the comments, so I can see it. And you could pin it, just or pin how many gifts, because it should tell you how many people, how many gifts they gifting. So I want to appreciate you for doing that for me, bro. And then there we go. Why is there not already a moderator? Okay, there you go. You should have the moderator settings now, big homie. We got the lives to prove everything. Facts, man. Hey, Jordan. And then it's the funny thing about it, man. When we said it live, somebody said, don't count Bama. I said, you know what? You never can count any school out. But when you're talking about, when I'm talking to these players and I'm literally talking to them, stop telling the truth. All right. So we talked about Jet Washington, all these guys that's committing that Alabama, everybody kept speaking high on. But nobody wants to listen. Kamari Brooks, I'm telling y'all, he's more of an Alabama lean than he is Georgia. If y'all don't want to hear me on that, keep listening to Bear Brian's Burner and all the other burners who don't have real facial picture of profile pictures on their profiles, and they say stuff and delete tweets, and then they turn back around and then want to call me out. No, stand on what you say, man. Stand on what you say. I see y'all reposting on Twitter too, man. I see y'all reposting on Twitter. Hey, turn up one time on Twitter, bro. Twitter be going crazy for your boy. I've been seeing a lot of support for the Coach Smook Network the last 2 or 3 weeks behind all of the research and the information that we've been putting out, all the content. I've been seeing the heavy support. Appreciate y'all. And I ain't talking about this from my mods. I'm talking about from people I do not even know. I didn't even know watch the show. So if that's you, thank you. But every like, every subscribe, every follow, it is greatly appreciated, and we want to take a moment to just tell you that and really appreciate you. But today's show, we got Big Bama weekend. I told y'all, man, it's going to be heating up. This weekend right here is what I've been waiting on. All the other weekends, the only thing that's caught me off guard this whole process, this whole offseason when it came to the official season, was Jet Tamala and that flip. That happened so fast. The conversation was there. I mean, it was like, okay, Jet, boom. Because I honestly think they really believe Keelan Russell has a realistic chance to take over this team this season, man. I really do. I don't know why I got this eerie feeling, man. And I don't know if anybody else feels it, but I just feel like as much as I love Ty Simpson, I just don't feel like he's going to be able to hold Keelan off. With how explosive this offense is supposed to be, I love Ty Simpson. I think Ty Simpson is going to be a great quarterback. I just think for what Ryan Grubb wants in this system, Keelan Russell, he fits the mold to the T. Now, one thing about Ty Simpson, and we're not going to have this conversation today, but and we can have it tonight on the call-in show. One thing about Ty Simpson, though, I know for a fact he's going to compete. He's not going to quit, and he's a great leader. He's a great teammate. He's going to do whatever's best for this team so that Alabama could be back on top. That's all that matters. The info is put out earlier and more correct than anyone else when it comes to recruiting. Oh, 100%. 100%. Now, we could debate about, having takes on football, schematics, and philosophy and all that. But when it comes to this recruiting stuff, I'm proudly saying that we are so accurate and precise with our information that we put out and how we put it out. the creative, informative side of how we do it. That's what makes those other guys mad. They don't have any creativity. They only can turn the camera on and talk about the interview that they got because they're credentialed and they get pushed out there. Hey, go talk to this guy. Go talk to this guy. He does stuff for Alabama. Well, we on our way. Watch out. Watch out. We on our way, man. We are really on our way because like it's time. This is what our fan base needs. I can't speak for every fan base, but this is what our fan base needs. This is why the state of Alabama and our coverage over high school recruiting in the state of Alabama is about to take a crazy leap as far as the content side and getting these kids exposure because of this type of agenda. So keep on exposing, keep on doing what we do to get what you need. All right. Jet got a yeah. Hey, you know it's crazy. Tamala, to me last year when Tamala was on the radar, you all remember my assessment of him. I said he was a more facts, big homie. Big homie said you can't stop what guy is playing. But Jet Tamala was more on a pace for me. Jet Tamala was more on the pace to be like a more skilled and developed Julian saying. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna try something real quick. Tell me if this looks weird or looks cool when we do this, chat. Let me see. Does this look cool if we had this up here for the TikTok chat to see what they saying when they get to talking? If we brought that up every now and then, would y'all rock with that on the YouTube side and Facebook and all the other sites? And if you on Facebook, I see you reacting on Facebook. Mimi French, what's up, boo? That's my hey. That's my Mimi. Hey, Mimi, good to see you in the chat. That's my hey, y'all. Mimi, that woman, she could sing. That's my karaoke partner from back in the day, man. We used to get down back in the day. Shout out to the big two in the chat over there on Facebook. Hey, drop a comment in the chat on Facebook. I want to see if it's calibrated yet. And then we're going to get started here at the 20-minute mark with our conversations. Like I said, topic of conversations, we got big names on campus this weekend. I'm going to talk about some of our high-value targets. I didn't get a graphic made because I'm trash, but I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it one day. I'm going to fix it. Dre Lively, what's good? What's good? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Welcome in. We got some new faces popping in today, man. Good to see everybody. Hey, so we got, like I said, we got Bama recruiting. We're going to talk about the big names here this weekend. Cedarian's been there since Thursday night. Cedarian Morgan, CD Morgan. This morning, you got a lot of them pulling up. Most of them are there already. You know, 6:30, 7 o'clock. A lot of them pulled in. Max Sutter pulled in last night. Owen Cabell is there already. Zaki Helton, the Georgia commit, he's going to be pulling up today. So it's gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be a vibe with a lot of big name recruits. You got Lasiah Jackson, the corner that everybody's thinking he's going to play safety. I think that man's going to be a solid big corner, just like Dijon Lee. I think he's going to be able, if he commits to Bama, and it's been some talks about the 4-star corner, defensive back, safety, whatever you want to call him, leaning towards Bama. Looking at the scheme and the fit, man, he's another Drake Kirkpatrick type of development player who's very aggressive on playing the ball in the air, great hands. Doesn't necessarily have the change of direction speed you want at this level, but that's something that you could develop. So we're going to talk about him. Max Sutter. Elbert Hill is supposed to be tapping in. Haven't confirmed if he's on campus yet, but the USC commit coming down from Ohio, from Cincinnati. We know Coach Mo has been real heavy in that Ohio area doing his thing. So we're going to get into that conversation. Xavier Crowell and Anthony Jones, man. Tank is on campus today, the big in-state recruit. I am hoping, and I have a strong feeling that he's more of an Auburn lean than he is Alabama, but this weekend can be huge. He took his Auburn visit at the beginning of his official visit season. Him being an in-state guy, and we really going to have to overload on our linebackers after this season. We're losing a lot of defensive end, edge / inside linebacker guys out of these rooms, and we're going to talk about that today when we jump in the conversation. But we're losing a lot of those guys, and it's going to be important to try to stack in this class because next year they're going to be spread out. You see a lot of the in-state guys already showing interest outside of Alabama, so going to be huge to have a lot of these guys interest and try to get some of these commits following these visits this weekend. And once again, just excited for the whole process of this. So as we dive into this conversation, you all sit back, relax. As a matter of fact, don't sit back. Get on your feet, man. Get on your feet real quick. Everybody stretch real quick. And let's get into this conversation. It's Friday. I want to hear some energy. I want to feel some energy. And y'all know what to do, man. Put it in the chat and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's get into it.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
Not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Oh, chat, let's go. Listen. One thing before I get into this show, man, before we get into this topic, I got to change this up here. I want the big seal today, Mary J. Big visit weekend. Yes, it is, chat. Yes, it is. Listen, it is the hugest weekend in the summer as far as Alabama recruiting. This is when they pull out all the stops, man. Y'all know this is the weekend. Coach Saban used to have them out at the lake house. They used to do that type of thing. Whatever the festivities was back then. Well, some of that is still being carried over. A lot of that tradition is being carried over, but you see a lot more up to date, more what's in type of things going on, whether it's outings with families, whether it's, the hosting of the parents at the cookout and then the players at their own event. Like, it's a lot of stuff going on. So this weekend is going to be huge. Names on the list that's going to be here this weekend. And I'm going to use, because I'm trash. Like I told y'all, today is Friday. I'm trash today. I'm going to use 247's lineup, and I have my list too. So I'm going to kind of go off of the official list plus the guys that I know are going to be visiting that I've actually spoken with and what I feel around them. So let's start off with some verbal commits already, or guys that we really feel like are Alabama guys already that are here on campus. One being Chattin Morgan, chat. The 6'4", 220-pound wide receiver out of Benjamin Russell High School in Alexander City, Alabama. The top wide receiver, I think he's the number 1 prospect in this class, or the number 2 prospect in this class overall on some websites. But you're talking about another receiver, in-state receiver with a big name. SBB Kendall's checking in. My brother Anthony checking in over there, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. Snuffy, I appreciate you for pulling up. Put you in the game. What's good, Eddie? Over there on TikTok. I appreciate everybody for pulling up, just in case y'all want to tap in on TikTok. We got the chat rolling on that side, man. We got people tapping in. It feels good to be live today. All right, here on the Coach Smook Network. So jumping into this conversation, I'm telling y'all, man, a lot of big names. Chattin Morgan leading it off. This guy, 4'9", 4'5", type speed wide receiver, big body, going to be hard to guard him one-on-one. You look at the system and the scheme that he's playing in right now. A lot of people would think that a big body receiver like him would be just a strict vertical threat. But Chattin Morgan is a complete receiver. You can put him in any pass scale concepts or any schematical. You can create mismatches with him because you can play him in the slot. You can play him on the boundary. He's a guy, when you put the ball in his hands, he can make a lot of big plays with the after the catch. So a great asset to have. And then just the speed alone, man, you're not going to find many corners that can play one-on-one against a body a size like him. Kind of like what we're going to see from Isaiah Horton. If we watch Isaiah Horton this year and see the type of production, just think about Isaiah Horton with a little bit more explosiveness. That's what you get in Chattin Morgan. And yes, I did say a little bit more explosiveness. Wait till y'all see Isaiah Horton this year, Bama fans. Y'all going to see why we're so excited about having him come out the portal. Now, another name on the list that everybody's excited about, a young man that we were just talking about on our Tuesday. Check him out, Coach. And I know we didn't do a review last night. But we're going to do one today. We're going to do one today during the afternoon hour, sometime maybe 3 o'clock. Once we got to figure out our schedule now, man, because the demand right now for the Coach Smook Network is so high that we are really putting out some quality live content. We got to get to our VOD stuff so that everybody can come back and revisit this stuff, the hot points. So we're going to get into it. But we were talking about Xavier Crowell, and this young man, Bama commit. I'm telling you right now, he may not have already said it, but I know for a fact this is going to be the star in-state recruit that really sets the tone. I feel like Crowell is the Jalen Mbakwe of this class. When I say the Jalen Mbakwe of this class, I mean the guy that's committed, the in-state guy that's committed, that knows that, he and Chattin Morgan and possibly Tank Jones, can be 3 swing recruits in this class that could really make this class be a top, a number one class. You get the top, guys in this class where they're in the top 3 of their position group and they're in the top 10 of their position group in the nation, right? You start seeing the quality of these guys. And I think Corell is going to be a 5-star guy. You look at his size, 5'11", 205 pounds, 210. Right now, the speed is there. The power run game style is there where he can get behind his shoulder pads and really just run guys over. He can run around you, catches great out the backfield, something that I think is very underrated. Me and Hog Tech Sports talked about it. Shout out to my brother Trey, Hog Tech Sports, man. Appreciate you for helping us get this thing rolling with the recruiting. Just a lot of things, quality about Xavier Corell being on campus this weekend is going to create more value for this recruiting class. He's a guy that's able to convince. He's one of those guys that he's a leader, vocal leader, very vocal about his pride and what he's committed to at the University of Alabama. So can't wait to get that official commitment there. Then we start talking about some guys that I feel like we're really in competition for and are really strong leans. And let's start with an undervalued guy, or underrated guy, not undervalued, but underrated guy in Owen Cabell, the wide receiver prospect out of Nashville, Tennessee. Just recently popped on Alabama's radar, probably like 4 weeks ago now. He was on the board and Shepard's roster radar for a minute. One of those under the radar guys they're kind of evaluating. Tyler Hughes is one of the wide receiver assistants on the staff. And shout out to him, man. Speaking with him a long time ago, probably right before spring was ended. We spoke about Owen Cabell. We spoke about other guys in this class, Brian Williams, that Alabama's starting to, become more vocal about as far as they're pursuing. And schematically, man, if you don't go and get a Booby Feaster, and I don't think we're going to get those big name guys anymore. When you start looking at the quality and depth that we have at the wide receiver position, what's transitioning out, and the guys that are being targeted to replace them, I think we really want to bolster or pad the versatility of the X wide receiver position, meaning the 6'2", the 6'1 plus, 185, 190 plus guys, the bigger frame wide receivers. We want to make them more versatile because that's what this offensive scheme is really based off. The vertical passing scheme is key. You got big bodies that can get, stretch the field, or, and they also have the skill set to be route technicians where they're in and out of their cuts quickly. You force defenses to be bigger or, bigger and slower, ideally bigger and slower on their coverage side. And that opens up your run game. And a lot of people don't believe Ryan Grubb can scheme up a run game, but that last year at Washington, they had 3 backs that averaged over 5 yards per carry. All right. And we're not even including Michael Penix, who didn't have a lot of carries, but when he did carry the ball, it was always, I think he had 6.3 yards per carry. Not a lot of sacks because they ran the ball, So Owen Cabell being one of my top targets here, one of the most underrated and undervalued targets that you don't hear a lot of people speaking on. Another guy that I'm excited about being on campus this week is because he's another in-state kid, and I think we're not paying attention to the amount of depth we're going to have to replace over the next 2 seasons, and to target 5 or 6 defensive line, meaning defensive end, interior, and edge guys, be targeting heavy 4-star, 5-star, high-end guys like Alabama is doing, and making a real push and showcasing like, hey, we're going to rotate our young guys. If you showcase the ability to develop and produce and contribute, we're going to rotate you and give you opportunities. Well, with next year's roster turnover, you're going to have a lot of incoming freshmen that are going to be able to get into that 2B, 3A role on the roster, with a lot of these young freshmen or sophomores, redshirt freshmen, becoming the veterans of this group next year. So it's going to be exciting. But Emmanuel Ruffin is a guy that I'm excited to get on campus today, or he's already on campus. The thing with Ruffin is you're looking at a defensive lineman that's really just explosive. Another explosive interior guy coming from the Birmingham, Alabama area. He gives you more so bigger Tim Keenan type vibes as far as his quickness out of his stance. I think his tracking is a lot better than most guys his size. You get in like a Jeremiah Beaman, Edric Hill type of tracking with his lateral quickness. The violent hands, though. The violent hands is what's key for him. And he has big, I think 11 and a half, 12-inch span hands. So a guy with big arms, big forearms, big hands, big hips, you know what I'm saying, big thighs. Big boys like that move smooth, they're different, you know. And at Alabama, we see guys like Asai Fega, Steve Mduma in that interior that are really developing. They're having an opportunity to really impact this year. A guy like him, a guy like Emmanuel Ruffin can come in and play in a rotational aspect in that rotation and not be counted on to do a lot of the double gap scheme, two gap containment, two gap containment scheme. He won't have to be thrown into that fire as a true freshman. He gets to go out there and really do what he does well, which is rare in the interior, and that's get to the quarterback. So I wouldn't say Quentin Williams type. You got to turn the spin on him. I think he's more of a Tim Keenan type. I don't think people give Tim Keenan enough credit for what he does. You know, as far as his finesse in the run blitz game or the run stopping game. And then also in his discipline in the pass rush containment in the interior. It's been so many times where Tim Keenan has, you know, pushed blocks into the lap of quarterbacks and forced him to, you know, bounce outside to the more athletic edges and defensive ends. So I look at what Emmanuel Ruffin, I almost said Jeremiah Beam. I look at what he brings to the table. It kind of relates, looks like Tim Keenan to me on roster comparison. Another name, one more name that I kind of want to mention, and we love our offensive linemen, but everybody knows Alabama's offensive tackle room is a lot of guys in there, but we're not seeing really who's separating themselves. We have high aspirations for Wilkin Farmer. We got Jackson Lloyd on campus. We got Michael Carroll. We got who else is another tackle on the roster? Caden Proctor's there, but he's going after this year. A lot of guys in the tackle position at Alabama, but nobody's really separating themselves other than Caden Proctor. So stacking that depth there, creating more quality competition is going to be key if we want to see that position excel in the future, right? Continue to breed that competition aspect. So you're looking at 6'6", 320-pound Mitchell Smith out of Mississippi. And if you all have not been paying attention to this guy's stock, then you're missing out. He's one of those versatile tackles, plays left and right tackle very well. You're going to get probably the same amount of production. 3-star kid that hasn't camped a lot, right? 3-star kid that hasn't camped a lot. His size alone is going to have his ratings go up a little bit more. He'd probably be like an 89, 88, 89 area rated tackle when the new ratings come out. But you turn on the film, he's really 4-star, 5-star product. I think Coach Cap likes more so his athleticism at his size, a little stiff in the hips, you know, but that's something when you get to athletic training staff at Alabama, that's easily correctable. You can get guys a lot more limber and bending. So yeah. And that's what I was saying, Corey Glover. He's not as twitchy as Q. And Tim Keenan is quick out of his stance. And I was talking about Emmanuel Ruffin chat. We're talking about Emmanuel Ruffin. Good take, Corey. Yeah, he's not. I don't think you'll see another twitchy Q-Rob type. I mean, on roster comparison, I think you have maybe Edric Hill, Jordan Renard, but they're not the same build as Q-Rob. You know what I'm saying? They do the same type of thing from the interior, but they're taller. They're a little. I mean, not Q-Rob, but Q Will. They're taller, a little bit longer in length, but they do more of a they're slimmer build, more slimmer frame than Quentin Williams. Quentin Williams was a true defensive tackle, nose guard frame, moving like a defensive end outside linebacker. So that's different. Emmanuel Ruffin has some lateral speed, but he don't have the twitch. He don't have, like you said, that get off like Q Williams. He has more of a straight line get off, going to make his move and beat you a lot of times off his first step, kind of like Tim Keenan. So good assessment there. I appreciate that comment there. So going back to Mitchell Smith, the offensive tackle that's on campus. I'm scared that if we get him, I think we miss on a couple of other guys that we were targeting. And I'm talking about what was the young man's name that we had on campus? Wilson Zaire. I think if we get Mitchell, I feel like we'll commit sooner than Zaire. Now Zaire, us versus Wisconsin right now is my feels. A lot of people think is Michigan. I don't think it's Michigan. I think Wisconsin has more of a solid plan, and then Georgia's pushing. They're pushing late, so I think we're still in it with Zaire. more so on the fact that he sees the lack of depth in the lack of validity in the tackle room. And we're losing 2 tackles this year. So I think we got 5 on roster, 6 on roster. You lose 2, you can get 2 in this class that can really start setting some, create some headway for some opportunities to play as redshirt freshmen or sophomores or even as true freshmen. As we saw a lot of guys get opportunities to make impactful plays last year. So I'm ready for it. Now, some guys that's on campus that I feel like are just, long shots is cool to have them on, but don't get your hopes up about getting a flip. Just getting their attention just lets you know the value of what Alabama doing. One, the Georgia commit, Zyke Helton, a guard at this point. I think everybody's recruiting him to play guard. Going to have to put on some weight, get up to that 310, 315 area, which I know he will be. I think he might grow another inch too. But having him on campus is quality guys, competing, and talking to him, man. You never know what can come out of this. He was once a Bama commit, and I think he's really going to be a good, I guess you could say, campaigning piece, right? Campaigning piece, because the offensive line, the interior is going to be solid for the next 4 to 5 years. I think with the way that we're recruiting some of the early 27 guys that are leaning towards Alabama, I think we got 127 offensive line commit. Looking at some guys later on in this process, it's gonna be interesting to see what Zyke's his recruiting, his visit today. Another interesting one that I think we're starting to make our headway in because of the development of guys possibly transitioning after the season is Anthony Davis Jr. out of Loganville. Now, a few weeks ago, I was strong on this young man being more so of a Georgia lean, right? And I think USC is in the mix for him. Oh, Ole Miss. But I see Alabama really making a push. Michigan has lost some confidence with their feels towards Nick Abrams. I'm looking at reports and they're losing confidence. If we get Nick Abrams, we don't get Anthony Davis Jr. because then you don't get Tank Rogers in this class. You don't get what's the other linebackers we had the other week? It wasn't KJ Ford. Where's my list at? We had Nick Abrams on the other, Xavier Griffin. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get Xavier Griffin. You're going to get Nick Abrams. I think you're going to get we got Jamari Matthews commitment. I think you're going to get Kamari Brooks. I think you're going to have a quartet of quality linebackers that are versatile, right? Kamari Brooks is the one I really think people doubting me on. Only because of all the stuff y'all hear from these other places. The same places that told you Jet Washington was a realistic commit yesterday or 2 days ago. And I told y'all a week ago that he was Oregon. And look what came out yesterday. Same thing with Sincere Johnson. We talked about his visit. Everybody was happy about his visit. And I told y'all. Zay Hall, who came on a visit, last week, out of Tuscaloosa. The young man is nasty at the inside linebacker position. And Alabama has just offered. I think we get an early commitment from him. He's one of those linebackers, kind of like we got out of who was the young man that committed last year? Abdul Sanders Jr. Nobody was really talking about Abdul Sanders Jr. when he committed last year. For what reason, I don't know. And he shows up this spring and he's the top guy over Duke Johnson, over Luke Metz, even pushed past QB Reese. As far as the depth chart and rotation, I think, honestly, for real, Abdul Sanders Jr., depending on what happens with Lawson, you're talking about this young man. He might be competing with a red shirt or a graduate senior for reps because that's how good he is. The size is there. Mac Wilson Jr. That's who Abdul Sanders Jr. looked like. He looked like Mac Wilson. But yeah, so you're talking about the linebacker room continuing to, get quality guys, man. Brandon Rouse, I think, is a Tennessee guy, so let's kind of move on from him. Max Sutter being on campus today is huge too. The tight end room will definitely be, it's going to be some space there. I think we might lose 4 guys out of the tight end room. You got Josh Cuevas, who's gone. Got the transfer that just came in from, what's the gentleman's name? Let me look in this. Let me get my roster up. Jack something. What's the young man's name, man? What's the young man's name? The tight end we just got. Chat. I forget his name. But you look at the tight end room, you're going to lose Quavis, you're going to lose Jack. You might lose Lockwood and Danny Lewis. That leaves you with Marshall Pritchett, Jay Lindsey, and Caleb Edwards. You get a Max Sutter, you're pretty good. You mess around and get Max Sutter and Voss, who I think could play on both sides. He's being recruited by some schools as a linebacker, but Max Sutter is that dude, chat. He is him. I mean him. This is him. If y'all don't watch 7-on-7 overtime sports, go look up Midwest Boom Overtime Sports and watch some of the highlights and the catches this young man makes. And he does this against like 7-on-7 teams that have 5-star, 4-star DBs flooding the secondary. And he's a mismatch problem. And skilled route runner. Go up and get the ball. One-handed grabs all over the place. I think Alabama's a real home for him. I really do. 6'5", 240. It says 230 right here, but you go look at the picture from the visit. So I think Max Sutter is a strong push for Bama, and I think we're going to get him. I really do. I'm going to do some research behind it too again this year. I mean, not this year, but this week. But this weekend is going to be huge. Having him here is going to be huge this weekend. All right. So that's a few of the names. I saw somebody ask about who asked about, is linebacker Anthony Davis a top target for Alabama? Yes, I really I think it's one or the other with Davis and Brooks right now. I think it's one or the other with those two. Now, somebody else that I'm excited about has been kind of quiet surrounding his recruiting and his interest in Bama since his last visit. And it's another guy that Michigan is really heavy on. They'll miss on one and make sure they get him though. Chattin Davis. I think Chattin Davis is really a strong push for Bama. He's your second interior guy that you want in this class. You get a guy like him and Ruffin and mess around and slip Golden in there too. I'm telling y'all, the D-line class, we might get 4 to 6 D linemen in this class. Like actual true defensive linemen that play defensive end to defensive tackle, not edge rushers. I think we get 3 edge rushers in this class. We gonna get 2 or 3 wide receivers in this class. 4 wide receivers. We got a quarterback commit right now. You get 1 more tight end in this class. You're going to get 5 or 6 DBs across the board to pad that DB room. Because, we're going to have turnover the next 3 years. All this talent we're bringing in, these guys are coming in, developing for a year and playing a year and a half, and they're gone. Because that's how good it is. So, good spot to be in for Bama Nation. Good spot to be in recruiting. Good spot to be in as an organization, as a program, as a whole. Y'all give it up for yourselves, man. Big recruiting weekend. Hey, listen, as the weekend goes on, I will be updating the members. If you're not a member of the YouTube channel, you might want to go and do it right now. I'm telling you, you might want to go and join, because this weekend I'll be doing random lives. I won't be behind the desk. So be careful. Be careful. Ain't no telling. Outside with Coach Smook might be in full effect. Oh, yeah. Outside with Coach Smook. Coach Smook, man, hold up, nah. Hey, get his comment off my chat. This man been hanging around me for about 2.5 years now, and he still can't spell my name right. He can't spell my name right. Lord have mercy. I don't know. I can't answer your question. I can't read right now, brother. Come on, man. It's Friday. You know you can't be acting up on Friday, bro. Corey, you can't be acting up on Friday, man.
Female lolly voice.
Corey, you know you can't be acting up on old Fridays, man.
Let's go, chat. Let's have some fun today. What's good, everybody? Let me do a chat check. What's up, MJ? Good to see you. Kyle, what's good, man? My boy said it's Freaky Friday. What you talking about? Huh? What are you talking about, man? I'm gonna tell y'all right now, today is a blessed day. I'm ready to have some fun with this next conversation. We're talking about the 2025-2026 fall expectations. Breakout players, we're talking about expectations. We're talking about who's going to be next. Talking about most improved, top freshmen, breakout freshmen. We're going to talk about it here in the next segment. But before we get into it, take the opportunity to support your boy, man. We got all of our sponsors here supporting us. Yon Urban Streetwear, my brother Cy, his clothing brand. We're going to see a lot of their stuff being showcased here on the network. Y'all going to see me rocking this. Y'all going to be seeing me rocking this stuff. We got Helping Hands LLC, man. For anybody in the East Alabama's West Georgia area looking for some contracted cleaning, hit up my aunt and her business, man. They've been contracting. They stretched thin right now, but you know, God will provide. So if you're looking for a house cleanings, you look for office buildings, check out Helping Hands LLC. Is live on Facebook. You can go check out the Facebook page. That's probably the best way to get in contact with them. Same thing with my brother, hit Yon Apparel on Instagram. Check out the merchandise there. But also we want to shout out Ghost Energy Drink, man. Shout out to them for being affiliates, allowing us to be affiliates and partners. Same thing with Athlon, man. Athlon, we're going to be doing some athletic coverage for recruiting with Athlon next summer. So we're doing some pilot type things right now. Then guys, we got Spotify popping off, man. They're not necessarily a sponsor or anything, but we got Spotify supposed to be kicking off in September if everything lines up. We've been approached with an opportunity, so thank y'all for requesting it. I saw a comment recently on a recent VOD that asked about us doing Spotify or radio style broadcast for our morning show. So but with that, we have to be a lot more structured. So for you live viewers, get ready for your boy to get bougie sometimes, because we want to get the quality content out to everybody that's asking for it. So we got to be kind of bougie for the radio. Got to be kind of bougie for the radio. You know, like you got to just be a little bougie every now and then. It ain't being bougie, man. We just want everybody to enjoy the content. And then also, don't forget, if you all want to be up to date on all the things that's happening in the community with Coach Smook, how we moving, you want to be a part of the AAA entourage, right? AAA entourage, and we don't spell entourage with an E, we say A-N, the AAA entourage. Get in the Discord. You talking about going to games. We just whooped up on somebody, BTA, and I'm gonna go into our segue after this, going into our transition. But we just BTA somebody, a Georgia fan yesterday, was talking a lot of trash. And we came back and beat him in the NCAA. He said he's going to be in Athens. He's going to be looking for us. He subscribed to the channel. He talked a lot of trash and quit, but was a good sport. It was fun. Going to be seeing a lot of people. People are starting to notice us. So we're going to continue to grow and continue to do what we do. But outside of that, thank everybody for being here. AAA family, continue. Listen, right after this break, we're going to get into the next set of conversation talking about Alabama's big expectations for the 2025 season. Do not go anywhere. Don't touch the daggone remote. And shout out to my guy, man. My guy, Corey, becoming a member. Listen, I don't know if this is your first time, Corey, but, bro, you know you should have been a member, man. Okay, I was about to say, he said he ain't know it last. I was about to say, Corey been around, man. Corey the little brother. Corey's the little brother that don't mind telling the big brother you wrong. Corey's the little brother that don't mind telling the big brother you wrong. And Smooth, I don't see anything confirmed. He might be a late attendee because he currently on a visit right now. And this is what I was telling somebody. Oh, I think it was you, Smooth, that was trying to tell me that he's coming back this week. Or that was trying to tell me he had already been here. But I was telling y'all that he can be a late ad. The thing is with these visits, man, if they came on an official earlier, they usually have been through the first 2 days of pleasantries or whatever you want to call it, of festivities, right? This Saturday is the day where it really get mixy. That's why I'm telling y'all, man, if y'all really rocking with y'all boy, man, give those memberships to get people on. But also your donations, man, help out tremendously when we moving around in T-Town. Them people, man, they love to see when we out there doing what we doing. It was crazy. The last time we was on campus, I'm live, and y'all seen like faculty members that work in the facility, in the dining facility, coming out, shout, Coach Smook, what's up? So it's good to start getting that recognition, because now we're starting to build that rapport with the community, right? It's not about getting the recognition on YouTube, building the community rapport amongst Tuscaloosa. So when we have events there with our community AAA family, it's not hard for us to move around. People know us because we're kind of on the same vision, same mindset, same thing. We supporting the same things, and we just love each other, right? So without further ado, this is how you become a member of the AAA family and support the Coach Smook Network and just tie in and get the best Alabama news you can get on the internet. Here you go.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
Not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Oh, chat, let's go. Somebody say it. Say, put me. Say. Somebody say it. Say. Put me in the game, coach. Let's get it, y'all. All right, so today, topic of conversation, man. I'm ready to chat with y'all a little bit. I want to create some conversations for the phone call tonight, the phone call segment tonight. So on Mondays and Fridays, when we're closing out our show, we got about 12 minutes left on the show. We try to do an hour and 15 max. We're trying to keep it at an hour and 15. So I want to start creating conversations around hot topics or create cool conversations, right? Stop doing the cliche blah, 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 right? Stop looking for the same name that every channel is talking about. Let's get into our roster, because a lot of y'all, and I ain't gonna say y'all, a lot of us, as fans, we're not familiar with the roster, right? We're not familiar with the roster. We mix up names. If we didn't see it on the Coach Smook Network, or if we ain't see it on another quality, content site, we don't know about it. So I want to talk about a few things, few topics. We get into this conversation every year, but I'm going to put some names in these spots that you may not be expecting or you may have forgotten about. So let's get into that conversation here on the Coach Smook Network. Hey, and don't forget, if you're on YouTube, man, make sure you drop a like, man. If you're on TikTok, I'm sorry I didn't have your comments up again. Shout out to Paris for pulling up, dropping some more gifts, man. We got 128 gifts on the YouTube side. On the TikTok side. What's up, J-Ro? Good to see you, man. Big homie. Got my mod over there thanking everybody. Appreciate y'all, man. I got to remember that the TikTok chat does not pop up on StreamYard. I have to find another screen to put it in there. Put my other screen up on the other side because continue to donate. That's gonna be the next purchase. We got to get the camera and another monitor so that we can make sure that we interacting with everybody on both chats, all 6 chats that we got up. We got Twitch up too. We got Twitch, we got Twitter, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. We got Mary Taylor. Oh, that's Mary J checking in on the Facebook side. Who is this? Earl checking in. Birdie Willie checking in. I see y'all. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Appreciate y'all on that Facebook side. And we got 30 on the YouTube side. Make sure y'all run the likes up on YouTube. Make sure we get that the like goal. We need to hit that 25 likes, man. Y'all really been killing it. We're more than 30 days now. I mean 36 days. We going crazy now. We hit 25 again, man. I will do a giveaway next week. Y'all know your boy don't be having no money to just give away, but I want to give back to y'all. I'm gonna do something to give away to our community, man. We really gonna continue to grow our community. I remember when we first started, when things were worse than this, we used to take pride in doing community giveaways, giving back to the community. I think it's just good for rapport. Y'all struggle like I struggle, but it's never a struggle for me to support y'all like y'all support me. I promise you, it's never a struggle. So thank y'all for that. Walter Roberts, appreciate you for becoming a member over here on the Coach Smook Network. Hey, look, not trying to, but my brother done joined the AAA family. Appreciate Walter Roberts for becoming a member of the AAA family over here on YouTube, man. Hey, you solid, bro. You solid. Thank you, man. You won, bro. You won. You get in, put him in the game, y'all. Put my guy Robert in the game, man. Y'all playing with him. Welcome to the family. Welcome to AAA family. Now you got access to all the emojis. You're going to be getting access to all the early recruiting news, everything, what we call the Smook Scoop, you know. And if you have been following my content for a little while, we're very accurate and decisive of how we push things out. My brother Jeremy, my little brother Jeremy, look, I got some of everybody popping in today, man. I got to take a moment and just thank y'all. We got a few minutes to thank y'all. I just want to thank y'all. We're back on our uptrend as far as everybody having time to watch us. So while you're here and while you're able to be here, I want to make sure that we enjoying ourselves and we creating good conversation, good topics for debate. So popping this thing off first, man. Let's jump into it. Corey Glover and Walter Roberts, welcome to the oh yeah, that's Zach, my fault. Top returning. That's the first topic. Top returning player. And I want to talk about some top returning players. And I'm not talking about obvious guys. You won't hear me mention Ryan Williams. You won't hear me talk about Damani Jackson. None of them. I'm talking about guys that are really going to be impactful players because of what they're going to do outside of those big names that you all love to jump on. So first name I want to talk about, and this is one of my favorites because we're going to be able to interact with this young man here soon. We hopefully with our vehicle situation. Excuse me, I got something in my eye. Hopefully with our vehicle situation, we're able to get up here and get to this camp, man, and showcase our interactions with this young man. We've been this young man, gentle giant. A lot of them off the field, gentle giants, but on that field, they some dogs. And I'm talking about the one and only Jeremiah Beeman, man. I think he's going to be one of the top returning players. And shout out to Dylan, man. Dylan, go ahead, get that wristband, dog. That boy, hey, Dylan got that wristband. Stop playing with him. Shout out to Dylan for getting that wristband, boy. Welcome to the AAA family, Dylan. You're a real one, big dog. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all. And for the 25 likes on the stream, man. Y'all going crazy, man. Y'all going crazy. Y'all gonna make me break the button. Don't make me break the button. All right, I ain't gonna do it. All right, Jeremiah Beeman, y'all, 6'4", 300, I think he's 320 now. I know it say 312. He's more 320, 325 right now, and moves just as good as he was when he first got on campus. That same explosion, that same first step, that same violent hands, and the bull rush is not his go-to anymore. The funny thing is, on the pass rush sets, you see Jeremiah Beeman really working, getting bendies, switching. Coach L, the work that he's been doing with a lot of his offensive line, defensive line guys, just training the facility, the training that he provides at his facility in Birmingham. Guys like Jeremiah, he's the reason why guys like Jeremiah Beeman are doing what they're doing on the field right now. All right, so that's my first top return. I think Jeremiah Beeman is set up for a big year. I'm talking about like a 15-plus tackle for loss type year, playing that interior, getting some edge work at the bandit position. I think he's going to be solid there. Jaquan Jones, appreciate you for tapping in and becoming a member, man. What is wrong with y'all? It's Friday, ain't it? Yeah. Hey, appreciate the $9.99 super chat. It's Friday. Stimulate your... Listen, Corey. You know we got to link up, man. Appreciate you for the $9.99. I told y'all, Corey's the little brother that really going to tell me like, bro, you wrong. You wrong. I don't agree with you. I love it though. That's my little brother. I was trying to see it. Let me get the other phone because I feel like y'all trying to do something special today, so I can make sure I acknowledge y'all if y'all gonna donate. Remember, direct donor opportunities, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at Coach Smook Network. Coach Smook Network. Don't send it to the personal one. We want to be able to count for everything. So when we file and do our thing at the end of the year, and we return all of that back into the network, and we do some special stuff during the off-season meetups, all that stuff. We got all that in the planning, y'all. Keep supporting. So Jeremiah Beeman, number 1 top returner. I got another one top returner. I know everybody want to talk about Bray Hubbard. But I want to talk about another guy in that secondary that a lot of people may not be talking about, but I'm more excited about him than I am with Bray Hubbard returning. And I'm just being honest. Because I saw some things last year, and I'm trying to get people to pay attention to what's happening in the Alabama secondary. And we're talking about just the size and the guys that they want to really have on field and how it looks when guys are on the same page, right? In this read and react coverage, when you got length, guys that have lateral speed and quickness can really get 2 or 3 quick steps and close on the ball with soft hands. And I think some of the best hands in the secondary belong to this guy, and that's none other than my youngin, Xavier Mincy. If you talk about Xavier Mincy, or you ask about Xavier Mincy amongst the staff, amongst the locker room, they talk about his versatility. This man could literally be pushed out to the boundary and be a lockdown corner, something I believe he's more comfortable with, a lockdown man corner. But he's been transitioned to that safety room, and he is thriving. His physicality to be able to play safety, 6'3", 210 pounds, 205 pounds. The young man is ready to impact, to contribute this year. And with Sapp coming back from his injury, you got Bray Hubbard in that room. You got a lot of young talent in Ike Taylor. You got Drake Kirkpatrick in that safety room. It's a lot of guys in that safety room that are going to be utilized. Xavier Mincy is going to be counted on to be a impact rotational player. I think he's your first safety off the bench when you go dime. I think he's more of your in the box cover safety, right? More so than I think Cam Calhoun is solidifying himself on the boundary. That's going to put Xavier Brown inside. So we got a lot. We got a lot coming. All right, next. That's the 2 guys on the defense. I want to talk about 2 guys on the offense, top returning guys on the offense. Let me go big screen, and then I'm gonna scroll to them so we can get the fat face on there, and then do what we got to do. On the offensive side, I'm going to the offensive line, top returning offensive line, and a lot of people not gonna agree with me, and maybe you guys didn't see the value in it last year because I was heavy on them. Last year. I gave him a lot of crap last year, but I was very impartial. I pulled a kangaroo black, and I was calling for him to be gone, and didn't get a man a chance. I was being a fair weather. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. You caught me. I was being a fair weather fan when it came to this young man, not when it came to my Crystal Tide, but this young man. And I wasn't fair. I'm confessing right now. Yes, I'm confessing. I'm sorry. I apologize. But that's the real authenticity of it. You get to confess your sins, right? When you commit fair weather acts, you can fix them. You can fix them. Now, it took me a while to admit this, right? This was something that I was holding on to, and I should have been released it, and I should have been past it. But I'm proud of this young man because, one, my interaction with him this past spring was very, very fun and heartfelt, very a comedic personality, but also just a good guy, great leader for this locker room. His experience with Coach Cap is going to help the young guys once they transition. MJ, don't you start acting up. But the player I'm talking about here is none other than Geno Vandermark, top returning offensive lineman for me. Top returning. We talk about Parker. We talk about Caden. We talk about Jaden. We talk about what we expect from Wilk and Formby. Right? What's up, Antoine? Good to see you, Antoine. How you don't got a wristband, Antoine? Walter Roberts got a wristband before you, Antoine. Oh, whoa! Come on, man. Let me stop. But nah, Geno Vandermark. I think last year we really saw his value when the tackle situation was going on the opposite side. Right on the opposite side, right tackle. You saw the left side really get solidified when he had to go in and play some reps, and Tyler Booker flexed out, to right tackle or right guard, whatever, or when injuries were happening. We saw him get flexed into the center position when Parker Brusford, tweaked that, had a tweak injury. I think it was LSU game. Was it LSU game, Chad? or Missouri. Which game was it? But yeah, we gave Geno. I gave Geno so much hell the first 2 games he played, and to see his improvement this spring. I mean, even towards the end of the season last year, he was really one of the more consistent offensive line. I would even go and argue and say that he was more consistent than the guy that was in front of him in Tyler Booker. Don't beat me up, chat. Just turn the film on and go watch. And I think I'm gonna go with that because wait, I feel some. Whoa! You mother trying to swing on me because I said something about Tyler? Whoa! Now calm down. It ain't that serious. I'm just saying, just go turn the film on. And let me finish. I think it's because of how bad he played in those first 2 games and how good he played the last 4 games. That's what I'm saying. The consistency, the last 4 games of the season was a lot more consistent than Tyler towards the end of the season. And I'm not saying he's better than Tyler Booker. I'm just saying the consistency of the product that he produced on the offensive line was a lot more. That's all I'm saying. You mother. Swing again, Corey. Swing again. It's up. Cancel that invite. Don't you? Oh man, I love messing with y'all, man. I love my family over here. Yeah, y'all seen Corey swinging at me? Cause we should have given him more of a wait and see approach if we was going to do it for Formby and that freshman that was forced out there. Well, Formby was a first-year starter. He wasn't a 4th, 5th-year guy. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a 4th-year guy. This was a 2nd-year guy, Wilkin Formby, who was limited in reps the first year, thrown into the fire against a 2nd-round, 1st-round talent from USF. Yeah, he played against some quality guys, and we even saw Formby get better. So Mary J got the alert out, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't swing on me. Tyler, hey, talk to him, Jordan. Get Jordan's comment. Y'all better listen. Uh-oh. So that's one of my top returners on offense. Now, next one. Let's talk about this guy. And somebody said it in chat. I don't know why he did. Did I leak my notes for the show? Did I type like 4 minutes before we went live? Did I leak my notes, Mary J? Did you leak my notes, Mary J? Because Walter just became a member and he in my notes, chat. Like the preacher say, yeah, my notes. My daddy be saying that to my mama when she be on point. She be calling some of his stuff out on his notes. She's like, she'll say it before he could say it. Girl, yeah, my notes. Yeah, let's talk about it, man. And I want y'all to see this depth chart look too. Y'all know we like to do our little thug thizzle with our graphics and stuff. I want y'all to see this depth chart look that I have presented here. Richard Young, man, top returning guy. But look at how I got the depth chart. Y'all see how I got it off? Like, I feel like if Richard Young starts the game, it's going to be a bell cow type game, right? I think he's the guy. You spell him with Jam, or you spell him with Daniel Hill. If Richard Young starts the game first carries, I think you're going to be spelling him with Daniel Hill, and Jam is your change of speed back that game. So maybe 12 to 13 carries, touches, but also 3 or 4 targets out the backfield for Jam, right? But these guys out of the other 34, 30 carries, these guys will split them up 20 for Rich, 10 to 12 for Daniel Hill. That puts you right at the 30, 35 clip that Ryan Grubb and his offense wants to see as far as play calling with the offensive game. But let's talk about Richard Young. I'm going to pull him out here, get him soloed out here. Fix my depth chart. Let's talk about him. Big Rich, 5'11". It's hard to believe that he's not 225 when you look at him in live action or when you see him in pictures and stuff. It's hard to believe he's not, 235, 240. He's just a big back. Kind of like, but him and Daniel Hill standing next to each other, you really can't tell the difference. You really can't tell the difference as far as size. Like, it's crazy that Daniel Hill is a whole 25, 30 pounds heavier than Richard Young. I want to get some verified weight checks. So when we do our on-campus jump, I'm gonna try to get with Rich, y'all. See if we can get him on a real scale in real life, get our live footage. But I think he's going to be probably the most productive back out of the room because of the type of workload he's going to have. If he can stay healthy, I think Richard Young is going to be a top 4, top 5 back in the nation. and he'll be a redshirt sophomore, which is eligible for the draft after the season. I think he's a one and done starter type running back. He can go 1 year and go. Jam Miller's already solidified his draft stock. I think he was a third rounder, rated third, fourth rounder last season. This guy gonna come back. He probably, if he can do the same thing, maintain that same draft stock, them same draft grades, get a little bit more explosive with his pull away speed. Jam Miller, great hands out the backfield. He's going to be a quality back that somebody picks up late in the second round, early in the second round as a steal. You got two backs coming out of Alabama that's going to start bringing back that old Alabama field. So Richard Young, he also has some good hands out the backfield, but he's more of he's probably the strongest runner to me in that room. And he has deceptive breakaway speed. So I'm excited about Richard Young. All right, next topic of conversation. What's on the list, man? We got top returning. The breakout year. I think we're going to go to breakout year. I'm not going to talk about next big thing yet. We're going to talk about next big thing last. That kind of sets us up to talk about this freshman class, this class of 25 commits that will be thrown into the fire. But breakout year. I think this year the breakout year is going to be for let's do one on offense, one on defense. I'm going to do them real quick too. I think your breakout year on the offensive side, and I could have picked a few names on the offensive side to really solidify, the theme of what we got going. But I think this year, when I say breakout, I mean somebody that's really going to defy the expectations of what's to happen for them at their position, and it's going to be a guy that we started kind of seeing pick up some momentum. Especially in the Michigan game, going into the Auburn game, the Michigan game, he really got thrown into the fire, and we saw the type of impact he could make. And y'all know I got to go to the wide receiver room. Who would Coach Smook be, or would it be Coach Smook to not go to the wide receiver room and talk about none other than one of my favorite wide receivers in the room before Ryan Williams, before Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard, and that's no disrespect to those guys. I love each and every wide receiver in that room. His skill set, though, Rico Scott's skill set reminds me so much of my skill set when I was in school, when I played at the collegiate level. You turn the film on, man, this guy's relentless going across the middle. He knows how to pick his spot. He's going to protect his body. He has a wide catch radius, deceptive speed. He's a lot faster than I was. I'm not going to sit in front and act like I was anywhere near as fast as Rico Scott. Solid 4-4 guy. Can separate from you with the ball in his hands. We saw him get the ball on a jet sweep play, a jet pass, whatever, jet motion play. We saw him get the ball in that and really was able to turn the corner, and that was slippery wet out there. You could tell he couldn't really stick his foot in the ground to get upfield, but just pulling away from guys, I think he gained like 16 yards, extending the defense, getting upfield on the sideline. So can't wait to see him. Then made another big catch in the game. You saw him make a huge catch from Ty Simpson early in the season during some cleanup time. I think Rico Scott is going to have a breakout year as a fourth or fifth option in this wide receiver room. And when I say breakout year, that could be 30 receptions with 9 touchdowns, 700 yards, right? It can happen. 30 receptions with 600, 700 yards is not bad. That's explosiveness. I think he's going to have that type of year. Him, Cole Adams, those guys, I feel like they're going to have one in the same type year. Maybe not the numbers production-wise going to match, but how they do it, right? Cole Adams, I think, is going to be a big first down guy. Rico Scott is going to be a all-purpose type guy that when he's on the field, you can't make him a primary cover option because you're going to have guys like Ryan Williams, Isaiah Horton on the field with him. You're going to have Jeremy Bernard on the field with him. You're going to have Latair Brooks on the field with him. So it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to shut him down, to stop him with his skill set. This rotation is going to be nice. Smooth says Smook been on Rico Scott since high school. Yeah, his sophomore year. I've been on Rico Scott since his junior year, honestly. But more so the end of his sophomore year, junior year, I've really been heavy on him. Even before I started talking about recruiting, being a recruiting insider. When I was on the Final Whistle, I was talking about Rico Scott. Me and Final Whistle Dan. Shout out to Final Whistle Dan, man. He does some real good recruiting coverage for the Southeast Georgia area. Guys coming out of that area, the Alabama targets, he knows a lot of them. North Florida, he's real connected in that area. He's probably the only legit thing on that channel when it comes to coverage. So I rock with him. Shout out to my guy, Final Whistle Dan. But yeah, appreciate that. Over there on the TikTok side. TikTok, I keep leaving y'all because I'm over here on the thing. J-Ro, bro, what's up, man? Y'all keep running the chat up on TikTok. Y'all be mad. Y'all got a big homie. I don't know. I got to figure out something. I think I'm going to have to dual screen it right here. Let me see. if I could dual screen it right here. Yeah, I can rock it like this while we doing this. It's just gonna be weird going through the scenes. Bear J Mike can help me. Next, we going to one more breakout player on the defensive side. Did we talk about defensive side breakout player? Returning. I said returning. Oh, let's do breakout. Let's do breakout player. Here we go. Defensive side. I talked about Zay Mincy, right? Zay Mincy was my breakout player, right? On the defensive side. So, what's next? Let me go to the next topic. And this is going to be the last one. The next big thing. And you know what? Let's do this. Most improved. Let's do most improved. Let's do most improved real quick before we do next big thing. And I'm going to be quick about it. And I think it's guys that we really are expecting them to improve. They had high expectations last year. This one is one of the few that I went with the obvious choice because of how important the position is. And I really truly believe that this young man will end up being somewhat of a first round prospect because of this type of year. And we got to remember he's also eligible for the draft and could at 1 year starting at the tackle position and a crazy productive year, national championship year on the offensive line, where three or four of the other guys might leave. Right? It wouldn't be crazy to see all the guys leave at the same time. Wilkin Formby, chat. Wilkin Formby is my next guy. I think he's going to have the most improved year. Started showcasing some of that last year. Started showcasing some of that validity and who he is and what he could bring to the table as a former 5-star recruit in that 2022 recruiting class, right? 2022 recruiting class. 6'7", 322. Him and Caden Proctor, both big guys on the edges of our offensive line. I expect him to have a very productive year, more solid year. Graded high against some of the better competition last year, which is crazy, and struggled against some of the lower competition. So, going to see that consistency build up. You know, having another spring on his belt, another fall camp, more reps, the better you get. And it's just that simple. And on the defensive side, we're going to go right across from him. Let me see if I can find him. My bad, chat. I closed out my screen by Apple Day. Breakout year, man. He kind of sold a little bit last year, but showed us some great pop last year. Excuse me. I got hiccups. And not even breakout year. Somebody that I think is going to improve and that's going to finally get settled. LT Overton. He's going to finally get settled. He's going to prove himself to be a first-round draft prospect. You're talking about another former 5-star prospect who was kind of, underdeveloped at A&M, came over to Bama first year in a new scheme. Showed a lot of pop. Showed a lot of sparks. Showed a lot of spots where he looked like he was going to be the next great, right? Secured them tackles, get a little bit quicker on his change of direction speed and tracking. LT Overton is going to be that dude, and I saw him moving real good in spring. Now, breakout, the next big thing. I think the next big thing in this recruiting class, and I'm only going to pick one. I think the next big thing in this class, the next big thing at Alabama is in that safety room. And I know everybody's talking about Ivan Taylor. I know y'all know I gloat about not Ivan Taylor. I know everybody's talking about Dijon Lee. I know everybody's hype on because I gloat so much about Abdul Sanders Jr. and Justin Hill, right? Them linebackers. We talk about the guys that are developing, Luke Metz and Duke, but we haven't talked much about Ivan other than when he got fussed at. But 13 looks eerily similar to another 13 on that field with his physicality, the way he comes down and crashes on the run gap fits, the run fits, the underneath coverage ability, but his range over top separates him from the rest of the safeties in that room. And we're talking about a safety room with Saab, Brayhub, Drake Kirkpatrick, Cam Howard, a speedy safety. Ivan Taylor is going to be the next big thing. And it might not happen this season because of that room. But trust and believe when he touches the field, anytime he touches the field, every opportunity he gets, you're going to see why Coach Smook thinks he's the next big thing. I know everybody wants to say Latier Brooks. That's obvious. He's going to get plenty more opportunities to be the next big thing. Ivan Taylor, I believe, is the next big thing in that safety room, in that defensive back room. I really do. I really do. And I'm hype about it. I'm hype about the young man because he's one that's going to be held to a higher standard just because of his pedigree. I think he probably gets the harder coaching from his family and his camp than the staff. Truth be told. And not in the sense of you got to be great because of who your dad is, just because this is what we work and do. This is the expectation. This is the standard. You're at the University of Alabama, so make it count. Shout out to my sister Deb for coming through at the like on Facebook. Listen, thank y'all for tuning in today, man. And that's our show for today. That's our show for today. Remember how to support, man. Every charitable giving opportunity you have: PayPal, Cashapp, Venmo, direct dono. You can super chat here in the chat. Make sure you leave a comment with it, man. And every super chat gets you acknowledged as a co-sponsor on today's stream. I'm not sure if Mary J updated. I wasn't paying attention. I think she probably did because she the GOAT. And she really is the reason why this thing is moving as smooth as it is. Shout out Mary J. Shout out Jordan. Shout out Big Homie. Shout out Zach. Shout out Jordan. Not Jordan. What's the young man's name, chat? I feel so horrible. James Jordan. That's why I said Jordan. But shout out to James Jordan. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Deb coming through on Facebook, Instagram. She been pushing it out everywhere, man. Shout out to everybody for supporting. But more so, shout out to the team, all the supporters, the community. Thank you all, AAA family. Listen, we are going to be live again sometime today. I'm going to be checking in with some of the recruits that are on campus today. But we're also going to be we're probably going to try to do a power hour of highlight review again. Got some guys that I want to introduce, not necessarily just do the full divulge, but we're going to introduce for our Tuesday episode of Check 'Em Out, Coach. So continue to tap in for that. Then tonight, the live call-in show. We're going to either start it at 7:30 or 8 p.m. So be here. The link will be up at 3 p.m. Be here. Just set your notifications on and be ready. More than likely, it's going to be 8 o'clock because we got one gaming content collab that we're set up to do here at 10 o'clock, 10:30. We're going to do a gaming collab on TikTok, and we might do a stream in TikTok and YouTube. We might do TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. We might do all three, but for sure on TikTok, tap in and support the content, man. We're doing a community fest event on TikTok. Help us grow on that side too. That's why this community on the YouTube side is growing, because the TikTok community sees that we're back active, and we got a lot of Bama family, AAA family on TikTok. Not just Bama family. We got Florida fans pulling up. I've been pulling hella Florida fans, Ohio State fans, Texas fans pull up and talk trash. Some of everybody. TikTok is just a different world when it comes to the content. So I love it, and I appreciate y'all for doing it and supporting it for your boy. But with that being said, remember, when you see me in the street, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all be blessed. Nigga.
Better go subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok. Roll, Alabama, roll tide. Put me in the game, yo. Down in the gun, down in the gun, down in the gun with Coach Smook. Do the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. YouTube, roll with the tide. Down in the gun, down in the gun, down in the gun with Coach Smook. Do the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok, roll with the tide. Down in the gun, down in the gun, down in the gun with Coach Smook. Do the game, roll tide, roll tide.